everyone. Welcome into Allegiant Stadium, your Vegas Nation crew. Cassie Soto and Sam Gordon here. Sam, after the Raiders fell to the Chargers 30-27, the first overtime game this season and inside of Allegiant Stadium. The Raiders unable to pull it off. They get beat by the rookie tonight.
Yeah, devastating for the Raiders and their playoff hopes. They're 7-7 now. There's several teams ahead of them in the wild card race, most notably the Indianapolis Colts, Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens, and what's that fourth one, Cassie? Miami Dolphins. Of course, Miami Dolphins will come here on Saturday. Yeah. All those teams are 8-5 or better, and the Raiders are now at 7-7. So they lose a game they cannot afford to lose, frankly. And it's the same script, right? The defense cannot record a key stop. It's actually the opposite script of the first game between these two teams, Cassie. We remember the Raiders get the goal line stand. This time they do not, and their playoff hopes take a devastating hit as a result. Marcus Mariota was outstanding. Wasn't enough. No Paul Gunther, Rod Marinelli on the sideline, and it didn't make a lick of a difference. The Raiders defense rolled over once again.
Yeah, I mean, who is to blame here? I mean, they fired Gunther, which is what everybody was saying, that they needed to call for Gunther's head. He's gone. So what's the excuse tonight?
I don't think there is one. They got outplayed. And frankly, it was a wild game. Just so many coaching decisions that, we as media love to go back and second guess, and I'm sure we all will on Twitter the next couple of days. But missed field goals, not going for it on fourth down. I mean, John Gruden settles for the 3 points on a 4th and goal from the 2 or 3 yard line when you can easily go for it with a quarterback and score and win the game and give the Chargers bad field position. If you don't get it, make them drive 97 yards. He elects to go for the field goal, and then the defense breaks down in overtime. So really just it's tough. I mean, the Raiders, there is no excuse to your original question. The Raiders did not play well enough to get it done. Well, they did actually, but they didn't cash in on key opportunities, and the defense, I would say, overall didn't play well enough to win. Could not get a stop there on that final sequence, on that final drive, and as a result, they're 7-7. Their starting quarterback, we don't know the status of Derek Carr moving forward, and that's where they're at with a good Miami Dolphins team coming in here ready to put the nail in the coffin of their playoff hopes.
Yeah, you say not good enough to get this done, but Marcus Mariota, man, we have to give this guy credit where credit is due. He put this team on his back. He was flying through the air. He was throwing this ball. Him and Darren Waller were, in sync together. That unfortunate interception coming from him with just a minute or so left on the clock in regulation. The one mistake he made was just too much, because when you have a defense like the Raiders have, you can't make mistakes like this on offense.
Yeah, and that proved to be crucial there in the final minutes, right? I mean, he was accurate. He was making plays with his feet, in the pocket, out of the pocket, his own reads, keeping the ball, rushes for more than 80 yards, passes for 220 yards, and the touchdown, runs for a touchdown. He was so dynamic and gave the Raiders offense a components that they didn't have with Derek Carr, who, as good as he's been this year, he doesn't have the wheels that Marcus Mariota has. And they throw a little bit behind Zay Jones as a result. Chargers go the other way. Mariota makes a tackle, and if he doesn't, the game probably doesn't go into overtime. So they probably lose right then and there. And
he threw the interception and then got the tackle.
Yeah, he did. But the Chargers have all their woes on special teams. They fail to execute, and they can't win the game with a field goal. And I was actually, Cassie, I was impressed by the way Mariota responded in overtime. He goes right down the field. It's a peculiar. They didn't really give him a chance to win the game down there on the goal line. I thought there was some conservative play calling. 3 tight ends out there on that final 3rd down play, and then of course you kick the field goal as opposed to going for the touchdown, going for the win in the game you need to win. I'm sure John Gruden will talk about that decision in his post-game press conference. But the defense, again, they caved in on that final drive there, the final Chargers drive. Trayvon Mullen with another back-breaking penalty, and then Keyshawn Nixon gets routed up by Jalen Guyton, and Herbert hits him. So really a back-and-forth football game, a very, very wild game with all the coaching decisions, missed kicks, all the things that go into it. But 7-7 is not going to get it done for the Raiders.
No, and you mentioned it off the top here. We'll wrap up here with it. The Raiders' playoff hopes. Are we going to be talking about football here after that January 3rd Denver Broncos game, Sam? How's that looking?
Not good. They need a bunch of teams to lose. So many things need to happen. I think that I saw a stat that the Raiders would have had 29% chance to make the playoffs had they won. It's down to 5%. One of these predicting models with a loss. So they're very, very slim, and the Raiders have to regroup and get ready for a good Miami team that is alive and well in the playoff race.
Yeah, I think the Raiders are now 2-5 here at Allegiant Stadium. not the best homestand for this team, but we will see what happens when the Dolphins come into town, as Sam said. Once again, the Raiders falling 30-27 to the Chargers. He's Sam Gordon. I'm Cassie Soto. For everything else you need to know about this game, head on over to vegasnation.com. Thanks for watching.